Y'all, it's here. Yes. Oh, sorry, kitty. It's here. Finally. Welcome back, y'all. As you can see, cameras have already been unboxed. I filmed the unboxing video and my DJI mic didn't want to sync up with my camera and it didn't record, so we didn't have any good audio. It's here. So I'm here doing this again with an already unboxed camera. What are you gonna do? But this time I'm trying the recording setting on the DJI mic, so I should be getting 32-bit float audio recorded into the mic itself. I should have dual audio here, and I think I've triple checked it, so hopefully we're good to go. Anyways, let's get back to what I wanted to talk about. It's time to make a choice. If y'all have been watching any of my videos, you know that I have just about every camera system except Sony. No offense, Sony, but when you get internal raw recording, then we'll talk. Back when I filmed my What's in My Bag video, linked up here, my dad's old Nikon Z9 was my go-to camera. I received this camera a little over a year ago now, and when I got it, I was hesitant, to say the least. But I wanted to give it a fair chance. After all, it was my dad's camera. I set out to use this camera as my main camera for 1 year. I've been a Canon guy for 20 years now, and I've always talked crap on Nikon. But to be fair, they've been a little behind the curve for a while. But now they are making moves to catch up. The new Nikon ZR with Red Code RAW is pretty interesting. And the Z9 is a powerhouse of a camera.
8K, 60 frames per second, in 12-bit RAW, internally too.
But in reality, this camera's more frustrating than it's worth. I'm just gonna say it. Nikon autofocus is trash. I've been using native Nikon lenses and the focus still struggles. I've gone through all the focus settings and watched several videos on how to improve the Z9 autofocus. It constantly loses autofocus functionality. When it works, it's fine, but it's still not great. When it's tracking subjects, it likes to lose the subject and focus on something else like the background or a plant or something. I photographed a wedding back in June and I didn't even bring the Nikon. I didn't trust it. I shot the entire wedding on my Canon R5. On top of the autofocus, the general functionality of the camera leaves a lot to be desired. Several times the touchscreen just stops working and it requires a firmware reset. And apparently this is a common issue with these cameras. And a lot of my issues may just be user error, I'll admit that. But comfort with your gear is so important. So I was faced with a decision. Do I stick with the Nikon system and get the ZR? Or do I go back to the old system that I'm comfortable with? Well, you saw the thumbnail, you clicked on the video, pretty sure you know what decision I made. And here we are with the Canon C50. Now, this doesn't mean I'm gonna get rid of the Nikon, at least not yet. I'm just not gonna use it for professional work anymore. Sorry, Dad, but it's just not worth the hassle. I'm not getting rid of any of my other cameras either. They all have their uses. Why did I buy this camera? For a few reasons. First off, I'm committing to the Canon ecosystem for all of my professional business work. I'm so familiar with this system, it doesn't make sense for me to compromise my work with gear I'm not used to. When the C50 was announced, it seemed like the dream camera. I bought this in hopes that it would be the end-all be-all of cameras. Like I'd be able to use this thing for all of my jobs. And that way I could start getting rid of some of my other camera gear and not be stacked with so much crap that I just don't use. But as Galadriel said,
but they were all of them deceived.
Or I just read it wrong initially. I'll stop burying the lead. I'm talking about open gate recording. If you watched my anamorphic video, linked here, I talked about de-squeeze ratios and how open gate recording can help with greater squeeze factors. Go and watch that video. I was excited to get some 1.5x anamorphic lenses. Just one problem. The C50 does not have 3x2 open gate recording at 60 frames per second. It's capped at 30 frames per second. For me, this is a problem. Most of the time I'm shooting anamorphic lenses, I'm shooting something more artistic like a music video. And most of the time I'm shooting these projects, I need slow-mo. Technically, not really slow motion, but that's a topic for another video. So I screwed up. Worst case scenario, I'll just send this thing back and get the new Blackmagic Pixis 12K. That thing's got some really cool sensor tech in it. But all is not lost. The vast majority of my work right now is business content creation. It's mostly vertical footage. The C50 here can record horizontal footage to one card and vertical footage to another card. Having both can effectively double my output. Also, this camera can record internal RAW. My Canon R5 doesn't. I've had a few opportunities to shoot Canon RAW on the R5C and I loved it. I loved the color, the quality, and how easy it was to grade. Granted, it's a ton of data, but these days I'm only shooting in RAW for music videos and when I'm traveling. But now I have two cameras that I can match much more easily. Trying to match the Z9 with the R5 isn't fun and it takes up a ton of time. Which brings me to the main reason I bought this camera in the first place. One word: efficiency. As I'm growing my business and developing a system, I'm trying to find a way to streamline my process. Having matching cameras and dual horizontal and vertical recording will save me time, and time is money. So I made a calculated decision for my workflow. But is this the right camera for you? I don't know. It's really hard to find a bad camera these days. All of the camera manufacturers are making great cameras. It really comes down to what's the right camera for you. Are you a Sony shooter? Great. If you love Nikon? Fantastic. Those cameras just don't work for me, and that's okay. There's no reason to hate on other cameras anymore. So stop the hate and go make cool shit. Let's talk about some of the accessories that came with this guy. So we've got the top handle, which is really nice. I was actually very pleasantly surprised by it. It's got two XLR inputs on it, which are both quite nice. And I like that it's got the hot connectivity through the hot shoe. So no plugging in any other cables or anything like that. But honestly, I'm not going to use it very much. I got the small rig cage for this thing because small rig is the only cage that's available right now, which sucks because I prefer Tilta cages through and through. Not that small rig cages are bad, it's just I prefer Tilta. They tend to have mounting points in the spots that I need them more than small rig does. But the strange thing about it is that there's no top section on this cage. It just comes with this little nano rail bar attachment that goes right on top here, which is fine, except that I didn't have any handles that are NATO rail clamp. I have every other type of handle clamp except for that. So now I have every single type of handle for all cages. You need a handle for your cage, I got it. Please take them off my hands. Okay. So then we got that on there. I also got this really nice wooden small rig handle to match. I really like the way it feels in my hand. It's fewer mounting points than their standard handle, but I like it. All right. And then we're all set. So I can drop my monitor on top of here, put a lens on, do all the things with all of the stuff. Got the Shinobi 2. Which is really nice, super bright, but I wish it was 5 inches instead of 4. What are you gonna do? So that's it for now. I've got one more piece coming. It's a battery attachment plate for a V-mount battery that has a little holder for the tilty screen on here, which will be pretty nice. That should be here later on this week, and then that'll be a completed run and gun handle rig kit. I'm excited to get shooting this. I've already been shooting on this already. So some of my initial thoughts are, first of all, this tiny little screen is like comically small. That is absurd. Come on, Canon, like get your shit together and give us bigger screens than that. That was one thing that I really liked about that Nikon ZR is that huge 4-inch screen on it. I don't understand why we can't have the same thing on something like this. Other than that, I haven't played around with the footage very much. It looks pretty good so far, but I've only had it for about 4 days now. And I am busy. I have other things that I like to do with my time. Another thing that I do like is that the screen can tilt all the way around without hitting either the HDMI or the USB connection ports. Okay, why are you flashing? Oh, because the battery's dead. I do like the indicator lights. That is very handy, especially when it's flashing, letting me know that the battery's about to die. But having the front tally light, it's been very useful. Another thing that I noticed, so I put this camera onto my RS2, and I got it all balanced, set up, ready to go. I plugged in a cable into the USB port into the Ronin to control the recording. What I noticed is that it doesn't toggle the recording function on the camera, which is a huge pain in the ass, because now I have to hold the gimbal with one hand and hit record on the camera on the gimbal while it's just a pain. So I looked up the USB connectivity options on this, and I guess it doesn't have that functionality built into it. So Canon, if you're listening, please put that in. I really need to be able to toggle the recording through the USB. Other than that, it's been fantastic. It feels really nice in the hand. The quality is fantastic. The focusing has been absolutely flawless. It's something that I have really missed when I was on the Nikon. The autofocus on this just works. It'll track onto a subject, and then I can just hit this back toggle here and it'll switch to a different subject and perfectly like pinpoint focus every time. So I'm going to be doing a lot more shooting on this. We've already got one video in the can for a little bit later that was shot on this. You'll know that one when it comes out. But other than that, that's it for me this week. Take care, y'all. Bingo bango.